Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make this video like I just went outside and I went up to this guy. I started talking to him. So I asked him, "Can I ask you a question?" He's like, "Sure." I said, "What would you think if I were to tell you that the government is listening on to all of your phone calls and they're reading all your emails, everything? How would you feel?" He's like, "Oh, that wouldn't surprise me." So I started telling him, "Did you hear about the thing that happened in the United States? The guy that came out and he blew the whistle out on the government. He heard about it, but he didn't know that it was from the kid, the Edward something about the NSA." I asked him if he knew about the NSA. He didn't know what the NSA was, because many people do not know what the NSA is. It's a secret government building where they know absolutely everything about everybody. They have all phone calls, email, everything. It's like Echelon. Echelon's another place. It's part of the European Union property. It catches every telephone conversation of the world by satellite, emails, faxes, you name it. The organization is called Echelon. I think it was created during World War II. It's an old thing, but they're advancing and everything. It doesn't matter the language that it's in, it translates it all. So I talked to him about that. Then I asked him if he read the book of 1984 by George Orwell. He said he never read it. And then after, you know what? This was very smart of what he said. He's like, "You know what? We're a democracy, but yet when we vote, and then after the voting, we go into dictatorship." I'm like, "That's it." But the truth is, it doesn't matter who you vote, because they're already picked. Because there was a Bilderberg meeting back in 2008. Guess who was president at the Bilderberg meeting? President Obama and Hillary Clinton. And who became president that year? So, coincidentally, President Obama. That was not a coincidence. He was sworn in to bring in the New World Order. But anyways, I want to get into all this right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to explain, what's it called? How is the world going to be? Because when the mark of the beast is not going to come in, boom, right away after the rapture takes place. It's not going to, okay, everybody, now you have to take a mark. No. It's not going to be like that. They're going to do it step by step, starting now. They have to get the preparations ready now. And I listened to amazing documentaries. You guys can watch it. It's called The Mark of the New World Order. There was this guy that was there. He said that the very first step towards a cashless society was the creation of the MasterCard, plastic cash, just from a piece of plastic. And that's how they're doing it step by step. Like in the beginning, people didn't want to use a credit card or a debit card. It took them time to get used to it. Now they're accustomed to it. Now they're used to it. They want all kinds of cards now. But these people are getting themselves in debt. They're giving the government more power and more control over them, because each credit card you use, you're leaving a breadcrumb trail. You name it, ladies and gentlemen. You name it. I can be here till tonight, because it's morning now. It's 8:47 in the morning. I had to make this video. Like, I know so much information. It's just incredible to me. Like before, I used to have a cell phone. Now I know this stuff. I'm never having a cell phone. I'm not having anything. Oh yeah, I forgot to say that too. The guy said that's the reason why I don't go on Facebook or any of that crap. Well, that's the truth, but you know what? I'm not going to let the government stop me from preaching the gospel and this and that. I'm going to preach it, and I know the truth. Oh yeah, this is what I want to say. You see how the United States government is manipulating its people, because they knew the guy Edward. The guy Edward that blew the whistle out on the United States government, because this guy said he could have linked into the government. He could have linked into the president's information if he wanted. He could have tapped the Obama's phone. He could have done anything. He said, "I have the ability to go into anybody's email, phone calls, you name it." Okay? So how do you like that? So, because I was wondering about this, because one night I went out to Pizza to go. I went to get something at the restaurant. So I'm sitting there eating. I'm hearing on the news, the United States government has been listening on to a citizen's telephone conversations. I'm like, you see? And yet people call me a conspiracy theorist. But I don't care what people think. I know what I'm saying is the truth. But I was saying, why are they saying this? You know what the big thing was about it? The reason why we have been listening to the United States citizens, well, the people of the United States, the reason why we have been listening to their telephone conversations, we need to see who is a terrorist and who is not a terrorist. But that's a bunch of bull. This is a lie, people. The reason why they said that they're doing it to listen to terrorists, because somebody that has a conscience that was in the NSA, he blew the whistle out on the government. That's why. They had to change the subject and say the reason why. Because if a guy would have come out in the public, the United States government wouldn't have said a thing. But this guy's exposing everything, man. That's exactly what I would be. Well, I'm doing it now. I don't care. I'm doing it now. I don't even have to be in the NSA or this or that, because I know what I'm talking about. Because things that I've read, people that have come out and have openly admitted it, whistleblowers, because there's lots of people out there that have a conscience. They can't hold it in. It's consuming them inside. They got to let people know, yes, this is what's going on. But anyways, I want to get into this. Yeah, for the cashless society to happen, they're not going to go boom straight to a cashless society. They're going to chip at it. They're going to go step by step, chip by chip. So now we're in plastic cards. Now they're saying we're living in an electronic world where everything is done electronically. So what do we need? Money is a dinosaur age in an electronic world. So cash has to go, because everything today is done electronically. Okay? Everything is done electronically, so we have to come up with an electronic system. Well, we're already doing everything. Everything is done electronic. So there's no reason for us to hold on to money anymore, because money is a dinosaur age in electronic world. So now we have to go into biometrics. Now I want to explain to this again. I want to explain it again, ladies and gentlemen, because this, I believe we are rapidly moving towards this. This is the national ID card that will be linked in with your biometric. They're going to do your hand. So you're going to put your hand on a machine, and a hand imagery, the imagery of your hand. So it has your hand and your fingerprints and everything. Now the next step is you're going to put these things on your eyes like binoculars, so you can do an iris scan. It takes a picture of your eye. It goes all the way back into your vein pattern. The next step would be a picture of your face. Now you're in the system. Now when you go to a store or whatever, because many people say, yeah, but what if they steal our fingerprints? It's not going to matter. This is why. Because they need that card. You show your card when you go to a store. Whose face is on the card? Your face, not their face. So if someone steals your fingerprints, they're going to have to show their card before they do anything. It's not going to work. And even if they did do it, when they put their hand on there, they stole your fingerprints, guess whose face is going to come up on the computer? Your face and not theirs. So the person standing behind the counter is going to say, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. There's something not quite right. What's going on here? The face that is appearing on my computer and the person that is standing in front of me, they don't match. It doesn't go together. So there has to be something wrong here. And that guy's going to get in trouble. He's going to get arrested or whatever. But anyways, that's not the point. A cashless society is a control bridge. But what these people are saying is, this is our vision for the future, is a cashless society. You know why? Because the very thing that's hindering them right now from having a global government is a total cashless society. Because when you're in a cashless society, you can control everybody. That's what they want, absolute control. Total enslavement. I just made a video yesterday about the dangers of a cashless society. If you guys want to watch it, you guys can go watch it. I'm talking about this all the time because this is literally amazing. And they're openly proclaiming world government. They're not ashamed anymore because these people have accomplished so much. They said, yes, we're bringing in a world government. It's controlled by mega bankers and so on. They're openly admitted it, that we are all slaves to mega bankers. So, and they say they can see us through our TVs. It's for our own security and everything. We need to read all your emails. We need to listen to every telephone conversation and have them recorded for your own safety. If somebody threatens you or you get a death threat, we will know. You know, we need to do this. We need the system. But it's a lie. The technology is to enslave its people. Okay? Hitler or Stalin would have given their left arm for the technology that we have today. And this is what they're doing. It's amazing. When the Antichrist comes, You know what? It doesn't say that he's going to set up all these things. You know why? Because by the time the Antichrist comes into power, all the stuff's already going to be here, which it already is. And that guy, Edward, he said they're building a huge building, a surveillance machine to monitor the whole entire world. You see, they want to monitor us. They want to track us and study us. So this is what they're doing. And then another guy, I don't know if it was him or maybe it was the same guy, I'm not sure. He's like, you know what? Overnight, we can wake up the next morning and find out that we are living in a police state. This is exactly what the Bible said would happen. Total control, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason for the surveillance cameras and everything. This is the police state. It's just going to get worse as time progresses. So this is where we're headed towards a cashless society, and there's a push on the globe right now for every nation to have a citizen's number with national ID cards. That's going to be linked in with your biometrics. You're going to have to do a digital thumb scan to buy something, or an IRAs. It's crazy. Imagine voice recognition on cell phones and everything. They said we can take your voice print. They don't even have to take a blood sample anymore. They just take your voice print. Say talk, say hi, hello. And they have biometric cameras that can identify your walk. It's just crazy, Lisa. It's literally insane. We're living in Twilight Zone right now. This is something that you would read out of a science fiction book, but yet it's happening. This is the Antichrist system that is being set up right before us. But I want to get into this because this is literally amazing about this one world government. Yeah, Pope Benedict XVI, but anyways, this is an agenda, okay? Pope Benedict XVI was also calling for it. He said he was calling for a global authority to enforce itself with teeth, which means to enforce itself into power. And then the Pope was saying that he wanted a one world bank, a one world bank for the world. He wanted a one world government that will be led by a one world leader. And Japan's calling for a one world financial system. You name it. The United Nations wants a global political system, a global economic system, and a global political system. You see that? Global political system, which means a global leader. One single leader, dictatorship. One single leader. And this is amazing. This was back in 1957. Paul Henry Spaak, he was the Secretary General of the UN. This is what he said, word for word. We do not want another committee. We have too many already. What we want is a man of significant stature who is able to hold the allegiance of all people. That's universal. Who is able to hold the allegiance of all people, to pull us out of this economic morass in which we are all sinking, and send us such a man, and be he God or the devil, we will receive him. Wow, that's powerful language. And then James Warburg in February 7th, 1950, we shall have world government, whether we like it or not. But the question is either by consent or by conquest. We're going to have a world government. And there's a document from the CFR. We're going to have a new world order, even if we have to pay for it in blood, which they're going to kill, even if we have to kill for it. But this is literally amazing. This is Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy is telling the future before it happens. And Bible prophecy does not come close. It doesn't come somewhat around the bush. It comes to exact detail, right on target. Bible prophecy is history written down in advance. And everything that the Bible told us, everything that is described in the Bible, what God said in His Word, is describing our modern world today. Everything that God told us is precisely, exactly as He stated that it is. The world scene is right now. That's the amazing thing. God gave us prophecy because He wants people to know that He has a prophetic plan for this world, and He wants people to know that He is the only true God, that He's going to do what no one else has been able to ever do ever before, and I'm going to tell the future before it happens, and I'm going to tell it to the smallest detailed letter with 100% accuracy. That's how you will know that I am the true God. I'm going to tell the future, and it will happen exactly as I stated. And everything that God stated in His Word is happening exactly in our world today. The world scene is exactly as He stated. So you will have to acknowledge that I alone am God, and that I exist, and that the Bible alone is my word. This is literally amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus is about to come. So for my brothers and sisters in Christ, be ready to meet the Lord. Just be ready. We're about to blast off. We're about to get out of here. We're about to go home to be with the Lord, as it says in Titus chapter 2, verse 13, to be looking for the blessed hope and glorious appearance of our great God and Savior, Jesus Christ. And this is all I got to say. So for my brothers and sisters, God bless you, and be ready. Jesus is